Thanks for joining me again. In this video, I'll be discussing some of the new requirements that were implemented for the spousal sponsorship application. It got launched in January of 2017. The whole reason why they made a few minor changes is because a lot of clients were getting a little bit annoyed with CIC because processing times for spousal sponsorships were getting extremely lengthy. So because of that, Immigration Canada decided to make a few amendments and hopefully expedite the applications. So in the past, prior to January 2017, applications for inland could take about 1.5 to 2 years. Applications overseas, like in Islamabad or New Delhi or Manila, would take over 2 years. So because clients were getting frustrated because they were not being reunited with their family and they got a lot of complaints, CIC decided to make a few tweaks here and there to hopefully expedite spousal applications. Now with the new requirements as of January 2017, they promise, and I put that in quotations because you never know with the government, that all applications, whether it's filed inland or overseas, should be finalized within 12-month period. Now, right now we're in October of 2017, so I cannot tell you if the Government of Canada will keep its promise, but that's what they're saying. So whether we file a spousal application or common law or conjugal inside or outside, they promise that they will take about 12 months. Some of the few changes that is very important to note with an application, the spousal application, is that they require you to now mandatorily include joint documentation. So if you're filing inland, I recommend that you include 3 joint documents, and this could be any documentation, could be bank accounts, could be financial documents, could be property, so long as you have 3 joint documents. And if it's outside, include 1 to 2 joint documentation. I know, I've heard it from all my clients, this is not easy, especially if you're doing an overseas application. It's very difficult to come up with joint documentation, but you really have to try very hard and definitely include it, because if you don't, your application will get returned. The other thing that they're very, very finicky about is your passport size photos. So when you do the passport size photos, make sure you take a ruler and measure the length and the height of the pictures, as well as the length of the face. Because if you don't, and if it's not completely accurate by the millimeter, they will also return your application. I find, this is just from personal experience, that if your application is not 110% accurate, if you miss a small thing as a postal code on a form, or your passport photos is off by a millimeter, or you forgot to sign it in blue ink or something like this, your application will be returned. And it is, in my opinion, that the reason why they can keep the 12 months processing promise is the more applications that they return, the less that they're backlogged. So make sure that before you submit, you double, if not triple check every single thing, go through the document checklist and make sure you have not missed anything. Because if you have, they will 110% return your application with the note saying you missed this minor thing. The other thing that's important is your genuine documentation. They have in the document checklist indicated how many they want. As an example, your photos, they no longer accept as many photos as you wish to provide to prove your relationship. They've put a cap of 20 pictures. So when you provide the pictures, kind of do a little bit of everything. Put like 2 pictures of you guys, just you guys traveling together, 2 pictures of friends and family being together, 2 pictures of, just his side of the family, 2 pictures of the wedding. Just kind of have a diversity in regard to the pictures. Don't just include one set of pictures that only explains the wedding or the engagement or whatnot. So you definitely want variety with the pictures. And be kind enough to the officer to, at the back of the photos, indicate the date, who's in the picture, because obviously the officer doesn't know that, as well as where the picture is taking place. So these are the kind of things that you want to be double checking before you file the application. Even though they promise that they will speed up your process and hopefully get you a decision sooner, you don't want your application to be returned. If you want our assistance with the spousal sponsorship application, or if you wish us to just review it and make sure that everything is in there, do give us a call. We're here to help. Until next time.